One other thing I want to get in this hour. In LA, the scrutiny continues after the Lakers saw their season come to an end against Denver. Since being eliminated, the organization has parted ways with head coach Darvin Ham, and LeBron James has faced some criticism because of it. In fact, earlier this week on First Take, Kendrick Perkins shared this drastic career advice.
I hate to say it, but I believe this in my soul right now. I wish LeBron James will retire. The more LeBron James continue to play the game of basketball, the more it's going to hurt his legacy, and the more it's going to continue to hurt his GOAT argument. Because as long as he steps foot on that floor, every single season, it's going to be expectations of him of winning a championship. And when he don't do that, we're going to be looking at him and saying, well, what happened now?
This obviously got a lot of attention. What was your reaction to it, Alan Hahn?
I get what he's saying because we don't like to see legends fade. We don't like to see that. There's a whole generation of fans that only know Larry Bird as a guy with a bad back and a beer belly who could only just shoot threes and really couldn't move. You watch him in the 80s or early 80s, a much different looking player. So I get that part of it, but LeBron James is still playing at an incredibly high level. He's still one of the elite players in the league. The only thing that I think as far as the legacy conversation goes will be, can he win another championship? Because that's all we ever hold, the standard we hold him to. We're used to seeing him year in and year out in the finals, or at least the conference finals. He's not there. So does he want to fade into fade to black, basically? Or does he try to do an Expendables? Does he try to find himself on another team while in this era of a younger teams that are built differently, put together one more super team and see if he can get one more championship? That's the compelling story about him. But he's certainly still playing at a high level, Legs.
I really disagree with Perk on this one. I actually think he can add to his legacy being this good and this deep into his career. It's never been done before. And by the way, this isn't a shot at Michael Jordan at all, but Michael Jordan, as he got deeper into his career in Washington, he completely changed even the way he played.
Nobody wanted Wizards Jordan.
He was a back you down, turn around jump shoot player, right? He was LeBron James is the same player that he was 10 years ago. He plays the same style of game. There are still nights he looks like the best athlete on the court, pushing 40. So for me, it actually helps his legacy. I think the one thing that he's going to take some shots here as he goes is the number of guys that end up unemployed, right, around LeBron James because of the expectation level. But I actually respect tremendously what he's doing, and it's not going to hurt his legacy because he is locked in at number 2.
Let me show that full screen here just to illustrate what Legs is talking about. Cindy, let's put it up. The average head coach under LeBron, and that's actually an interesting way of phrasing that. In theory, LeBron is under the head coach, but we all know that's ridiculous. The average coach has lasted about 2.5 years. If you see through the court, look at all of the different people who have coached LeBron James since he came into the league. Eric Spoelstra and Ty Lue account for 7 of LeBron's 21 seasons. He went to the finals in all 7 of those seasons and then left both of those coaches on his own. I mean, Wendy, you've been around him since he was in high school. Your thoughts?
Number 1, his legacy is secure. Number 2, he's making $50 million a year, which he can sign multiple years for. Number 3, at the end, you always want to extend your career. And I just defer to Mr. Perkins, who actually, at the end of his career, played in the G League so he could try to get back into the NBA, which he was able to do. That's all.
I love that, Wendy, because I think retiring is a very personal conversation. And I think Perk's statement to me forgets the piece about competition, right? That's also why you love to play the game and to be in a locker room. Double down, 25, 7, and 8, is not unproductive in today's league.
I just want to make sure I'm right on this. I mean, I voted him to an All-NBA team. He's going to make an All-NBA team, right? He's one of the 15 best players in the NBA right now.
He has our 2 votes. I don't know if he'll get enough.
But he's certainly going to get close.
Absolutely.
So he's one of the 15 best players in the NBA.
Greeny, if you put him on several teams, they're championship contenders overnight because of him.
I personally believe that doing what he's doing now is adding to his legacy.
That's exactly how I feel, because it's unprecedented to play at this level and similar to the style of play that you did when you were in your mid-20s. That's the thing that's most incredible to me.
I co-sign your take, despite you belaboring the thing I got wrong earlier.
Boy, were you way off on the screen.
Tomorrow night, we'll have an NBA playoff Game 2 doubleheader.
Wanna try to boast at what I look like. Keep them going, try to wear, I pull up long range. Jimmy with the heat, I'm on fire. It's NBA, I'm a